This episode is sponsored by Foilsessions, the app that tracks all your foiling sports. And something new is coming. Stay tuned.
This is Up on Foil, the podcast for everyone flying just above the surface. Pump, carve, soar, let's foil!
Welcome to another special episode with Balz. It's been a year since we talked from the PWA windsurfing freestyle event, and now again. And congratulations, because you reached your first podium a couple of days ago. How are you, man? How does that feel?
I mean, what a time to be alive, isn't it? It definitely a dream coming true for me. With that very first podium in windsurfing. As many of you might know, I'm frothing about foiling as much as I do about fin surfing. I mean, I've been windsurfing all my life, growing up as a little kid, watching my dad windsurfing in the very first years of existing of funboarding. I mean, it's called funboarding, windsurfing, since a long time, because windsurfing, and I think it was the very first sport that really catch the attention in any water sport, because it was really like taking off on the lakes back home as well, just as wing foiling does right now. And yeah, I mean, a dream coming true, finally stepping it up and getting up on that podium is insane. Took me only 14 years.
We got to talk about how you actually got there, Balz. If you see me wobbling around, I'm not on a balance board at the moment. I'm on a sup because I'm here on family vacation, and over there on land, there's just too much noise going on. So I'm here out on the sup.
Legend. The wind kicking in later?
I'm not sure. It's super light here. Maybe later. But I want to talk about how you got there. You said you've been windsurfing for a long, long time, and finally your first podium. Maybe for the listeners, can you explain how it actually worked? This is one against one, single elimination, right? How does that work? How do you get paired up with someone, and how do you actually proceed to the next round?
Well, so freestyle windsurfing, I mean, PWA, you can check it all up on the World Wide Web. Obviously, it's a freestyle competition, a freestyle format. We got a trick list with base course. There's about 500 tricks on that list, and also 3 new move trick categories, which we will get back later in this show for sure, because I've done quite a few new moves. No, but we got this trick list with the base course, and then we got 3 judges judging our heats. And the judges, obviously, they give points for the execution of our moves, for the style, according to the trick list with the base course. And the demand from us riders, we got 9 minutes this year, 9 minutes to perform. And the best 4 moves out of the 9 attempts on each side got counted. And like that, I mean, it was a knockout format, so the best moves you performed were bringing you further in the elimination. And then obviously it was first round, second round, third round, semis, quarters, whatever, all the way up to the final. And the cool thing about this double elimination format is, like, first you meet in the first round. We've been ranked by results from the past year in the first round. Yeah. But in case you lost in the first round, you get a second chance in the double elimination, which usually is held the day after or the next windy day. And like this, everyone gets at least a second chance. Obviously, if you lose in the first round, you got to win 9 heats in a row to get back up to the super final, to the final. But anything is possible on that double elimination. But yeah, I've been really lucky already in the single elimination that I performed my way all the way to the podium on the first day. I've managed to sail some very incredible heats. I mean, despite I haven't been windsurfing much lately. I mean, it's probably a good point to get back into it as well. I have a huge repertoire of windsurf moves, but the past few months back home in Switzerland, I mean, we see you on that glassy lake. Been the reality. It's been freaking warm, but not much wind. So I'm overstoked and beyond my expectations with that result here at the World Cup. Yeah,
So
but
you
maybe for all the listeners, head score PWA head score. That's the website where you can actually, because there has been a live stream as well on the PWA side, as well as a live scoring system with all the moves and the names, and then you instantly see the points of the judges. And yeah, a really cool format of a freestyle competition. And for sure, I mean, freestyle windsurfing, it's ridiculous what's going on. The level never
so
been as crazy as right now.
I saw some of them. It was crazy. So you get seeded based on your recent results, right? And then once you
Indeed.
lose once, you go to the double elimination.
Yeah.
And if you lose again, there you're out. Basically, can we say like that? All right,
Yeah.
good. How was your
Quite
path?
stressful 9 minutes. Quite stressful, especially when you start with 2 or 3 fails. Because having only 9 trick attempts means that you got to be careful with how many fails you're producing.
Yeah.
Because if you fall over and over, in the end, you're not going to have 4 counting moves, and it's stressful.
So it's a lot of tactics as well. How were your first few rounds go? Because you, I don't know how much. What's your position like before you got into that event? Were you more on the
I've
top
been
half
ranked
or?
always in the top 10. Like I've been 7th last year. So always, I've been. I mean, I'm competing now since almost 14 years. I'm just having too much fun to stop. But basically, like all the time, I keep telling myself I'm not going to do it again, and then it's just It sounds weird, but I'm on vacation here. I'm on fin surfing vacation after all the foiling back home. So I'm on a holiday trip. But yeah,
That is nice. How
I've been
difficult
located
is
7th.
it? Seventh. How difficult? Because the first few rounds, you kind of have to win, or you're expected to win. Is that even more stressful for you, or does it get more stressful if you know, all right, I got to do my super difficult tricks in order to beat the very good guys? Which one do you
Well,
prefer?
I think you always got to perform the best possible heat anyway. But yeah, mental strength ain't my ain't mental stability ain't my strongest strength. I'm ridiculous. Like sometimes I just do like 9 moves in a row, fail them all, and go over and over with the same mistake. So there's there's a few different rider characteristics. Like some, they really fill out the score sheet. They perform well. They do move after move. And me, I'm the guy. Like if I see this huge ramp, I just go for it. I just send it. And in the past, it never really paid off. And this year, I've managed to get into this rhythm of being balanced enough to not just like fool the first 3 minutes and ruin my whole heat, like from the very first move. So I'm proud of myself that I like stepped it up during the heats and not exploded on the very first move as I used to. But still get in that rhythm to create new stuff because for me freestyle, what it's all about. I hate to compete freestyle because it's impossible to compete freestyle. Freestyle it's freedom. You
It's
can
the
do what
opposite
it's the
of
opposite. You can do
competition.
whatever
Yeah.
you want. So it's to me it sounds impossible to judge a freestyle competition. But in the end, what really matters is like to be creative, to express your style, to take off, to inspire, to motivate others. And I think I've managed really well this year from the very first heat on. So I started sailing very good in the very first heat. And as you mentioned, like the first heat, people expect you to win, and that's even harder because on the first day, my best heat I performed in round 3 against Japo, one of the best or the best freestyler at the moment. He's fully like he's just managed. Like, also one of these riders who's not managing to control his mental strength and bringing it to the point because he's so good. But obviously, I knew against him in round 3, I had to perform the best possible heat, and I made a 45 points heat against him in that first round. I mean, in that first elimination, which was the highest score of that day, which is ridiculous. So I mean, just releasing that pressure of knowing to perform. That's a hard thing because it's in the end, it's all in the mind. We got to tell ourselves we've done it before. We know we can do it, and just let's go out there and have fun and have a great time.
Did you do some mental training to get better, or is that just you getting older and a little wiser, maybe?
Probably it's
That it
the
worked.
age, like an old wine, you know. But it's gonna be careful, you know. The old wine at a certain point, it's just over the fall. Like it's
Yeah.
no. But I was I would say I was really calm this time. Obviously, I came alone without the family, and I had zero expectations, no pressure at all, and it was just all about having great time together with my friends. And we're all friends here on the tour, so there's no rivalry, which is giving each other shit. It's just all about having a great time and progressing freestyling together.
That is so cool. I want to get into how the conditions were because I saw it was quite windy. It was very good because sometimes it can be super gusty there at the Sotavento Beach, right? How
We
was
got
it?
to mention it's a weird season because when I arrived, they they apparently had 3 days zero wind. So I
Oh,
arrived to
wow.
Sotavento, glassy beach. Scalima is the situation called where it's just the northeastern passat is not blowing at all. So that was like almost 1 week of very unusual conditions. And yeah, the competition started with a bang. It was full on, like 30 to 30 knots plus. I mean, flying sand on the beach,
Nice.
insane choppy conditions. As we all know, like this place is just one of the most challenging windsurf places on earth, which provides the perfect playground for such a elite competition, obviously.
There is chop, but there is also swell coming through. So sometimes you get these
There,
really fun ramps.
there were fun rollers everywhere.
The question though is, because freestyle is not about height, but does height count as well to some degree?
Well, the higher you go and the better you execute your moves, obviously the better they reward it. I mean, it's all about freestyle. In my opinion, it's all about going as wild and crazy as possible, and it's this mix between. We're talking about new school freestyling nowadays because it's double air rotations. In the
Crazy.
past, freestyle used to be like 5-6 rotations slided on the flat water surface. And now basically it's these double air rotation and combined with these sliding moves. And here in Fuerteventura, it's the perfect playground because we got like flat between the ramps, proper ramps for crazy air moves. So I love this evolution of freestyling, how it's taking off and stepping it up to the next level into the air
That
game.
is, I mean,
I think
it
we've
is
had
really
more
amazing.
waves. We've had more waves here than at the Wave Windsurf World Cup a week ago in Gran Canaria and Boso. It was ridiculous.
That
Yeah.
is, that is crazy. But like these hikes and these tricks, they take a toll on your body as well. Just before you were, putting some
Betadine.
disinfectant on your feet, exactly. How did that go? Sometimes we saw you doing this, and the
Yeah, I
commentators
had
were not sure
cramps.
whether. The commentators were not sure if you're just, yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
stoked,
was
or
so
you just
fucking
were
hyped.
really hurt.
No, I was really struggling with cramps on my hand. I mean, we had these competition watches which were really tight on the wrist, and I don't like to. I never. If I don't need to, I don't sail with a watch, you know. But
Yeah,
then when it comes down to the countdown, you got to perform in these 9 minutes. It's very important that your first move is like on the back on the buzzer, and yeah, but you won't believe how challenging it is to sail in 30 knots, fully overpowered on like your 4-4 or 4 meter sail, and then like it's just so intense, and as well like the breathing technique when it comes down to the heat, like I'm just hyperventilating all the way through. So uh, exhausting. I drank shitloads of magnesium and
that's important too. But I wanna focus more on those 9 minutes before we get into the results and to your like best heat again, like what you did. Um, During those 9 minutes, you of course want to perform the first trick, because it gives you probably motivation for everything. But how much are you looking at the other guy? Are you trying to blend that out, or I mean, you see him, and sometimes we saw you like waving over
yeah,
and
no,
like,
no,
yeah, nice trick. How is that?
I love windsurfing too much to ignore what the other person is doing. Obviously, I think it's a better strategy to not really look at the other guy because it will just interfere with your performance. But I just love seeing, and I just I just love rotting also with the other guy because some competitors, like for example our winner Len, he's very into his own thing, but to me, that's not really like. To me, what really makes freestyle windsurfing so special is this camaraderie, you know what I mean?
Camaraderie, yeah. Yeah.
Camaraderie, but like working to like having a good time together and pushing each other together. Because nothing, nothing is better than getting your ass kicked by your friend performing a move you haven't done in a long while. It shouldn't be in your heat. Like you should focus on your own thing,
Yeah.
obviously, but I get distracted so much by the other competitors. So yeah, obviously I force myself to not really look what they're doing. At the same time, I enjoy it as well because that's this unique motivation to push you even further and to it helps. It does help as well.
That brings me to my next question because you said you have a huge repertoire, and that's obviously super important. But you have these 9 minutes. You have these just a few tricks that you can do.
Yeah.
Are you going into a heat with the idea I'm going to do this, and this trick, or are you like looking at the next ramp and like, all right, this is perfect for this move, and then you do this?
Yeah.
How planned are these runs? Are these heats?
Uh, they used to be way more planned. Like in the past, I used to have certain moves I wanted to perform first, and that made my heats very lame, honestly. Like, and I think this year I knew like the crazy thing with that trick list. So all the moves which are not mentioned on that trick list will count as a new move.
Okay.
In these three different categories, like new move on a base score from one to 10, it will be 6, 8, or 10 points for a new move. So obviously there is room for many new moves because the windsurfing, I mean, it's an infinity game. Like there's so many moves, and the list is only mentioning very few of these moves. So this year I was really focusing on bringing in some old moves from the past which haven't been added to the list, creating
Nice.
some noise with these new old moves, and that really worked out well this time. And I think I was focusing more on sailing creative versus consistent. I mean, consistent sailing more creative because that's my strength. I know I'm not winning my heats with the latest world-class moves because I'm simply not training enough. There's no chance I can beat a Leonard or a Yentl with their moves because the moves they're doing, they're so consistent with the most challenging moves in the world. And I just love foiling too much to spend all my commitment and energy into fin surfing. So my only chance to perform well was doing outstanding different stuff. And I managed very well. I've done a bunch of new moves which haven't been done in competition before, and it also just variety, different stuff, and that paid off.
I mean, you just gotta play by the rule. Like, if the judges give more points doing such a move, then of course do it. But again, if I think, all right, I'm gonna be windsurfing here. How long before the actual move do you actually decide which move that you're gonna do?
That's a great point. Because yesterday in freestyling, I've witnessed myself trying like a crazy move, and I was about to take off, and then all of a sudden, I just didn't do it, and I was like a split second later, and I would have gone into this crazy rotation, and nothing happened. And I was telling me exactly this question you've gave me now. It's all about commitment. Like if you're approaching a move, if you're sure that you're gonna land it before takeoff, there's a huge chance that you will succeed. But if you're approaching it with just giving it another attempt, nothing will happen. And in the heats, obviously the first move I'm trying, I try to do it on the bank, like on the buzzer, on the
Yeah.
first second. And this one usually either it's a big shifty, like one of my best performing moves, which I'm almost sure I stick it all the time or like often. And starting with this move just gives you a good feeling. But planning ahead, there's so much variety in water sports. Like the wind changes all the time, the waves, the speed, how you're approaching
If you're perfectly in your strap or not, that's
yeah, indeed,
everything, right?
it's impossible to plan your heat a minute ahead. Like you can, I mean, I know which before going into the heat, I know my repertoire of moves I'm gonna perform, and then I have obviously the sended list in my forehead, which I hope to perform.
Yeah.
But it all matters the eco environment, and
Yeah.
as we all know, we're playing in the nature, and luckily enough, it's ever changing. Like it's now amazing. But yeah, approaching a move, I think 10 seconds ahead of the move, I know what I'm certainly gonna do. But then often, like for example, these ducking moves. So mid move, you put the sail into the wind. And then as you're approaching this move, you never know what happens. It's one of the most challenging tricks in windsurfing is getting that sail into the wind against backwinded. And then sometimes it just happens that mid move, you change your mind because it's not happening, but you got to react very quick. And also one thing I'm really bad at it is like quitting your move, like not executing a move if you're realizing it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
So I often waste attempts by just like
Committing and going 100%.
exploding and then just not managing anyway. But
Because I watched a few of the football World Cup games, and then we have the penalties. And I thought one of your tricks might be a little different, but might be like a penalty where they change their idea of where they're going to shoot a split second before they do it. And more often than not, it's a bad idea. And I thought maybe that's somehow similar if you just see, oh, no, wait, I could do this one while you're already on the ramp for gone.
And it's too late, yeah. But that
Okay,
happened to
okay.
me like multiple times. So and you
So
know
you're
what's
still doing
really
it, but
funny?
it's not a good idea.
My teammate Dieter, he's on the beach screaming and yelling and telling me this, yeah, and like he keeps pushing me to just fill the score sheet first and then go crazy. And
Yeah.
I think he must go mad at me and crazy all the time because I just don't perform what he expects from me. But I think that's also my personality. Like sometimes I shock myself. Like this new move I've done in the competition where I was combining two old moves together. I was completely not expecting this would happen. But I think these are the miracles which make this living on Earth so unique and special. Like and appreciating every moment you get. You know, that's.
Do you, when you're out there and you're in your heat, do you know what the judges score you, or do you see that at the end? Do you know how good you are compared to your opponent, or
I have
do you just do your best?
expectations. I have
Okay.
expectations, and there were certain heats where I thought I mean, I appreciate it, but I think some moves of mine get completely overscored. But then I have this excuse that I'm probably the only one doing the move. So I don't really have, there's not really a opponent or there's not really a competition as I'm the only one doing the moves. And that's one thing I appreciate as well. Like I like to see different moves, variety in freestyle. And I mean, it's my competitor's own decision to practice the same move over and over, or like be more creative and spice up the game, because that's what I love doing. That's what freestyle is to me.
I saw the heat that secured you third place. I don't remember who it was against, but then when you went against, I think Yentl it was, he was just on another league during that heat. That was crazy. He doing like double rotations, maybe 1 meter
That
above
was the move
water.
I shouldn't watched him sailing, I guess, but I love sailing with him. And I mean, I'm having such a great time on the water with him every time. But like in a humbling way, because he's always showcasing what's possible in the certain real life conditions, and that's bringing it to the point. Like windsurfing, I love windsurfing. It's the best real life game in the world. Like it's anytime a new different approach, and then seeing someone performing. Like I rode next to him, and I couldn't imagine these moves, like these approaches he was doing, and in that heat, I mentally completely lost path, obviously, but I was having a great time. I was cheering for him. I was giving, and
Yeah,
it
we
gave
saw
me the
that.
extra motivation to completely leave the comfort zone and go wild and try new stuff. Because in the end, like my ultimate goal in water sport or in windsurfing is to inspire and to motivate other people. And I think I managed very well because in that heat I approached the double air kono. It's a move only very few people tried it so far, and nobody really managed uh, to stick it well so far. And I'm just happy to showcase the potential of future moves, and it's gonna happen for sure. Because I mean the progression will never end.
I mean, you are 100% an inspiration for many, but you're not there to be a mascot, to be an inspiration. You're there to win as well, right? How
That's a good
important
question.
how
Like
important is that third place for you? I mean, it must
I'm
give some
telling you
validation.
honestly, it's not gonna buy me a boat or a house. And in the end,
What does
what
that
really
mean?
matters is like windsurfing is such a niche sport, and if I would do it for the podium, for the money in it, or for whatever, it's. I mean, I should have quit it long ago. No, I'm doing it for the experience and for the living the moment. But the reality, you mentioned something very important. Am I here to win it? I I don't think so. I never like even. I mean, I won windsurf foiling heats before, events before, wing foiling before. If I would win, I would also always look at my buddy who's second and think, fuck, he'll probably deserve it too. So to me, it's not about winning against a competitor. It's about performing, about my performance, which should be better than ever been before. And I was definitely performing the best possible time out there. So that's the only thing that matters to me. And if I get rewarded with a third place, amazing. But if I would be on the ninth place, like I used to be in the past so many times, but I knew I've done the best possible, I'll be just as happy. So
Yeah, I mean
that's.
that's a
But
very smart way to look at it.
I'm lacking this winning mentality like Yentl does and has, and obviously our world needs it all.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
but still, it must still feel good to be on that podium. And
amazing,
because
unexpected.
you said you cannot buy a house, but I mean, you still probably get a little something. How is that even? Is this your sponsor who pays you the trip there? Is the PWA inviting you? How does
Yeah.
it look financially? Does that help at
So
all your podium?
that's a good point. So we're staying here in this beautiful resort right in front of the competition spot. So the top 12 riders, they get free accommodation, and that's a great support from the tour. So we obviously pay start entry fee, start money, but it's never paying off. And I know that most of the riders competing here, we're not many. It's only very few, and it's a very elite, expensive sport. We all know about it. So it's it's very challenging. I don't want to blame the industry. I if I would blame, there's I mean we can always complain, but the reality is it's really challenging for all, like for the industry, for the athletes. But I think the hardest problem, or the problem we're struggling with, is windsurfing is such a challenging sport. Comparing it with soccer, it's just there's a huge amount of equipment. But if I can complain, it's that the windsurfing is not investing enough into actually growing the whole thing, but everyone is just enjoying his time and making the best out of it, and try to, like, the pizza is just as big and everyone wants the biggest slice, and it's not working
Yeah.
that way. And there's zero investment for the youth and the next generation. And now the worst part, they're all coming up to me, wing foiling is stealing all the youth, like everyone is just wing foiling. Yeah, but which brand is actually offering a youth program to progress, like the young blood from Duetone, like Roberto Ricci Young Wings? So I think that might be, because my ultimate goal is to live for water sport. And I think I've taken so much from water sport that it's also time that I actually start to give even more back. But we need to work on the windsurf youth program, because windsurfing, it's a beautiful sport.
It
It
is.
is expensive, but it's affordable at the same time. And I think to break it down, the very first water sport, if you want to learn a water sport, surfing is awesome, but we're lacking waves in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Windsurfing. If you give a kid a windsurf rig, he's standing on it, he starts playing
Yeah.
with the elements, he will go back and forward, he will progress quickly. Wing foiling, it's challenging. You got this wing unconnected, you will drift downwind instantly. So I
Balance
think
is
the
much
windsurf
more
industry
difficult.
should accept that we need to invest more for the next generation and also for a wider audience. But that breaks it down to the same like in foiling as well. We're all at the peak of performance, trying to make products faster, better, cheap, like not cheaper, better performing, more expensive, basically. And so we should probably step back with all the brands, with the industry, and focus on the wider audience, spreading the love for water sport and the stoke for water sport.
I get that. I still want to come back to because yeah, apparently you're not able or you don't want to share how much you actually want to that third place, which is fine. But I want to because you are invited to stay at a hotel, but you still got like traveling costs, bringing all that
It
gear
will,
over costs a lot of money, and then you cannot pay taxes with a free hotel stay, and you cannot like
yeah.
buy food for your family at home. How do you do that, man?
I mean, I think for me, like just before coming here, I was doing a really cool project, like a photo shooting project, and at that project, that's how athletes like me should actually make a living from it. Which basically, this project is photo shooting for a big brand, but out of the water sport industry. So all the athletes here on tour, honestly, windsurfing wouldn't pay my life. Like it would be impossible to live from the salaries, from the prize monies, from what I get from the industry. But my ultimate goal, or like the goal, should be for all of us, like trying to share a lifestyle of water sport and making a living from it. Like for example, we saw Louis Vuitton, the guy with the wetsuit and the bike on the arm, walking around. I think that's where we should really like try to fuel this beautiful windsurfing pizza to create big enough slices for everyone. Hey, but back to the third place, it means the
Yeah.
world to me, obviously, making that podium. At the same time, I was like, man, Japo deserved it as well. Or Sam, the roommate I'm staying with him, he would deserve it as well. There's like so many people which, and maybe we got to mention as well, I've got lucky this year, like multiple top athletes, just as Goito. He didn't officially retire, but Bosso wasn't here. There've been a bunch of riders not willing to do the commitment anymore, the investment to come here. That brings it back to the point, like, why should someone like Bosson, a French rider who got a surf school, now it's high season, peak season back home for him. He got hell lots of surf lessons. Why should he come here, spend all his money, and then like getting no reward? So he's back home working, and he was also obviously a top tender
Competitor.
for that. Yeah, competitor
Yeah.
for that. So it is really challenging. I appreciate it. And I'm really thankful for my collaboration with all the sponsors like Severn. I got my beautiful,
It is beautiful.
finally, I think that made the difference. Like for the very first time, I got a sail. Like every time I unroll this sail, I'm just happy because it's the complete overkill. Like it blinds you every time the sun reflects in it. It looks amazing. It's like way too much, but just what I needed. And I think that was the extra motivation as well. So
And maybe it's also for the judges. They see something shiny on the water. It just looks better, so the trick might look better as
they were
well.
complaining that I was blinding them. So maybe they just missed the landings because I'm happy with my performance, but obviously I could do better.
Let's maybe also talk about like that last run that secured you the third place. Because it looked like everything worked out, or almost everything worked out. And I think you both started with a very good trick at the beginning
Mhm,
and both
mhm,
landed it.
mhm.
Were you just feeling in the zone and feel like, well, this is
In the
going somewhere?
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when the first move just goes fluent and you're like in the flow, you feel like anything and everything is possible. And I mean, that's what I'm seeking all the time. And to be honest, like the more I expect to get in that stage, the impossible is like even it's impossible to reach that stage if you want to force it. So
Yeah.
I was really happy to be chill enough to just go with the flow and perform the way I did. Like I surprised myself.
Very nice. And this afternoon, or in a couple of hours, minutes, there's going to be the prize giving ceremony. Once that is done, can you stay another day or two to enjoy
W-
yourself, or do you have to head
w-
home? What's next for you?
Now we're staying. We tonight, like this midday, we have the prize giving, and right after we're gonna do a super session. Like all the riders, we committed, and we committed the PWA to do another exhibition session. So we're gonna have fun. Like yesterday night was one of the best sessions in a long time. Everyone was relieved from the competition. Like there were 20 young Italians pushing their limits. Everyone was going beyond their limits. So that's I mean that's the best side effect of a competition, is that everyone gets this extra motivation to progress. So I'm really looking forward for this afternoon session. Sadly, or fair enough, I got to get back tomorrow again to Switzerland, but I'm really excited meeting my family again, and I'm fucking excited to go pump foiling. Like seeing you there, like I'm excited to go pump foiling, and I'm hyped to be back home as well. And I got really cool projects coming up in the Alps. My Surf des Alpes project is still ongoing, so I'm gonna spend 2 weeks with my families back home in the Alps. Excited as ever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to get back, because I mean, it's this island is a dream, but after like 5 days, you're knackered. Like you're sand blasted. Your energy level is just down to zero. You should I should come more often just for a peak session. Try new crazy stuff, and then load
And
the
then head
batteries
home.
again.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit far away for that. But hey,
that's the
Balz, thank
reality.
you very much. Thank you so much for taking your time again. It is super
Yeepa.
cool to see you like performing that well, to see your so cool. I'm looking forward to riding with you again. And actually, what I have planned with you is a Balz day where we start in the morning pump foiling, then do some fin windsurfing, some foil windsurfing, everything like a Balz day, which would be epic. And yeah,
Skateboarding,
man, skateboarding, of course. And thanks again very
pure
much. Enjoy.
funboarding.
Yeah, enjoy your prize giving. Enjoy your third place. And
Yeepa.
yeah, hope to see you soon, man.
Yes, likewise. Much appreciated. Take care and have fun out there. Yeepa.
Bye.
Cheers. Fake goodbye.